What's up, folks? How y'all doing? We're gonna make a quick video. I have things to do this morning, and of course, yesterday, I don't know if you guys had the chance to see the closing ceremony of the Olympics. I was at a restaurant, and I got brief little bits of it, and then me and my other half, we ended up leaving. And I'm just looking at it, and yeah, I can see the stage is like a very cut, abstract, very rigid platform of, all the continents and the whole world. And then you start to see some little, they look like a Wicker Man for a second, but that's just my own interpretation. Some starry dude, or being like the light, or being the flame of the world, I guess you could say. But I didn't sit there to completely analyze what the abstraction was. And my own opinion with this whole opening and closing ceremony, from what I've seen, it's just your typical woke, open to interpretation abstraction. And I kind of suspected, and it's kind of predictable at this point, that people were going to be claiming, and the Facebooks, the Twitters, the YouTubes, possibly the Instas, we're all going to be saying, see guys, this is proof that it's Saytanick. Okay. This is the video that we gotta do, folks. We don't have to, but I want to, because this group of people is also fucking cringe, right? It's as cringe as any other group that it's becoming to be when you lack the nuance on this stuff, right? It's kind of tiring. Like, to me, I have to go and lean into my theory, because even growing up as a kid, this is Saytanick, that's Saytanick, that's Saytanick. When you forget that there's this such thing as nuance, it's like that type of thinking just shows how extreme people are. And you know what it is to me? I think this whole everything is Saytanick narrative is just a psyop at this point, to get that side to be riled up. And what these Christians don't realize is that it's the same old jargon. Have you guys noticed that every time this is Saytanick, that's Saytanick, it's more or less the same fucking narrative all the time, that it's the end of the world and stuff. And it's some satanic ritual. Is everything a fucking ritual? How do you prove that? Number one. Number two, is everything Saytanick? What you consider Saytanick is that of your own opinion. What you're doing is merely just taking your own ideas, your own superstitions, possibly, of your views, your religious views of the world that are importance of you, and just projecting it out onto the world. And then there's that thing at the same time where it's very emotional. It's an emotional response. And I start to notice that because other people that feel a particular way get triggered by such a thing. That the demons are out, and y'all, if I had to be dualistic about this, let's just say, for the sake of the argument, that y'all got God and the devil in you. You are sitting here saying that you have to pray the demons away. Did you realize that not every concept of a demon is a bad one? Like, what about the angel of death, for example? Nobody talks about that. But when you get into, like, these conversations, it's like there's no reasoning with these people. And I come from the school of thought when it comes to dealing with demons, or how to approach them, is one of respect. One is more transactional, mentor-mentee type of relationship. I don't see demons as always a bad thing. As a matter of fact, it's kind of like a little bit humanized and kind of paganistic in the way where it's just trying to explain forces of the world, and also that of your own fucking psyche and how it's manifested. But that manifestation is still fucking happening to this day, because you see it through the reaction. So I think, and it's safe to say, if I had this for a while, but I didn't really call it a psyop. For me, I just would think about this whole thing and say, I think that Hollyweird and whatever the fuck it is are the masterminds that are trying to invoke a particular, or just a reaction in general, because clicks, views, we're all turning around and saying that, let's just use this because why the fuck not? Could it be that every single fucking thing is satanic? Like, I'm just on Twitter, it's like, guys, this doesn't make sense. Every time that there's a freaking ceremony, every time, it's always something satanic. Sometimes I don't even understand because it's so abstract, or I just don't have the knowledge of that culture and I don't recognize it, or I'm trying to figure it out. But you know what's funny? Even when it came to Gojira, okay, this is the only thing about the Olympics that I enjoyed. It was the Gojira performance. I don't listen to Gojira. I've heard of Gojira. Yes, I'm a metalhead. Shock, right? Okay. Kind of ironic that I'm also wearing number the Beast 666, but, you know, I guess that makes me satanic then. It's like the aspect of the satanic panic never fucking left. There's like little bits of remnants to it, and now it's like gun all explosion on us all of a sudden, you know? So that's why things come into full circle, I guess you could say, because time is not linear. And it doesn't exist. It's all an illusion, just like what is it you're fucking seeing, because art, even if it's like the crappiest of all art, and yeah, I understand it, it is still open to interpretation. Some people won't even consider this art. Some people think that Gojira, heavy metal, is not art. Y'all, the way that you manipulate your vocal cords and your body to make a particular sound, which I can't fucking do, otherwise I'd be scaring the piss out of people, with the fry vocals, takes talent. Not everyone could fucking do that. But in regards to Gojira, of course, the one thing that I caught my attention was the beheaded Antoinette, Marie Antoinette, made me a happy maiden. It's like, that's funny, and people were like, oh, that's a little bit weird, and of course, satanic and a little bit off. Now, if you've been to metal concerts, and, you know, even Alice Cooper beheaded himself, even though it was a fucking dummy. Gwar was also notorious for this. Never listened to Gwar, but I think it was, and I could be wrong, people will correct me on this, where you had, like, an effigy of Jesus, like, on a cross, and they were just, like, poking him with a stick or some shit. I don't know. They do this all the fucking time. Y'all, this is heavy fucking metal. This is heavy metal. Like, what did you expect? It's almost as if y'all forgot about this. The people that went through the satanic panic would listen to metal suddenly became the fucking people at the PMRC all of a sudden. It's like, wow, what a nice little twist you got there. Very nice, very interesting. And then the pale horse or the fucking... I was under the impression that was like Joan of Arc for some reason. You know, French... gathering the nations together, yeah, we defeated England and shit, but, you know, here we are. I don't know, like, that's just me. Again, it's open to interpretation. I could be wrong. But, y'all, at this point, it's cringe, you know? I think it's safe to say that it's nothing but a psyop just to get people freaked out and get them pissed. Hey, that's why it worked out in the 80s, you know? Ooh, Satan. He's like, see, the devil is trying to get to your kids by making them listen to, like, this demonic music. Well, I gotta say, Satan has some good fucking taste in music, y'all. So much that he's even dedicated onto one of the best albums from the best metal band to ever fucking exist. So, yeah, Satan is getting some praise right there, even though Eddie owns him. You haven't noticed. But anyways, it's cringe. I think it's just safe to say that this whole everything is satanic bullshit is probably, I think it's just a psyop. And there might be some people in this, a small handful of people that might even practice Satanism, but I really don't know a whole 100%. I'm open to that, but for me, not everything is satanic, just as not everything is racist, not everything is offensive. Well, this whole thing is offensive, and I'm not barring you guys from your free speech. But then again, my speech doesn't matter because I guess what does I have to say is illegitimate. I guess the fact that I'm wearing this and being a libertarian and, you know, practicing the left-hand path makes me a baddie. Makes me the bad guy and defending the satanic PDFs and shit. No, then you're missing the whole fucking point of my philosophy. But anyways, I think it's a psyop. I think it's all bullshit. And just to see the reaction just appeases my dark sensibilities. That is it. That's all. Peace the fuck out.